So here, no sound. Thank you for letting me know that here. Welcome to everybody to another edition of Paranormal and True Crime. So hope everybody's doing a good evening tonight. So yeah, let's see if that helps out anything there. Now, ladies and gentlemen, do we have sound? Yeah. Welcome. So the co-host, unfortunately, had a good friend that was close to her that passed away, so she is not attending tonight. So hopefully everybody's doing good. Standing Stones, yeah, you know how it is with these dolls in the house. Irene, welcome. Luna, hello there. Catherine, Mort, hello. So, what do we have in tell tonight, ladies and gentlemen? Missy Juju, welcome to the show. Absolutely. FDL Paranormal. Did we, of course, we have Les White Shadow Paranormal. Kelly. So, yes, I'm glad you love my dolls. So, I've actually got an update on the Zion Foster's case. You remember that case we worked on? Where the cousin allegedly were smoking dope with her, and for some reason she just killed over and died, and allegedly he wrapped her up in a floor rug and had somebody carry the body out and dump the body. Remember that case? And they never could find the body, and he snuck out of the thing to the back door of the jail, and nobody was notified the family. Remember that case, ladies and gentlemen? Well, guess what? Yes, near Detroit. That is correct. He's in jail for murder. Yeah, so, the judge let him off, which I couldn't understand quite how that is actually possible, but neither here or there. So Shay reached out to me, the one that used to help on the show. She says hello to everybody and told me what was going on. So I actually got a little clip, and let's play this clip as soon as I hit share the audio system here. And share, and here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Zion Foster's case updated.
However you like.
Very, very well, Your Honor. So there obviously the court has reviewed the investigator's report. There's a compelling amount of evidence in this case, circumstantially, that supports the.
Now that is the cousin right there, ladies and gentlemen. They got let off.
Remains. I guess in light of the order, I'm not gonna go into any vivid detail as to the nature of the evidence. If the court has specific questions, I'm happy to address them. But in addition to that, I think as the facts are laid out in the investigator's report and the overall circumstances of this case illustrate that the defendant poses a danger to the community. I think that the disposal of a human being into a dumpster, illustrates the regard that this particular defendant has for human life. Again, when you look at all of the forensic evidence in this case, it is compelling. And in addition to that evidence, there are some factors that I want to highlight when it comes to concerns that I have with the defendant's flight risk. And number one is that
working in Toyota it has been an amazing experience.
Well, let's see if we can speed this commercial up real here.
Philosophy.
From my understanding, the defendant has significant out-of-state contact. He did reside in Texas for a period of his life and accumulated various criminal contacts in the state of Texas, including being implicated in various petty offenses as a juvenile, some of which my understanding is resulted in juvenile dispositions. Secondly, he is currently on parole for lying to investigators in Macomb County in connection with the investigation that gave rise to this case. My understanding is that during the course of his parole, he has inquired with the Michigan Department of Corrections about relocating to the state of Nevada. Third, he is facing a tremendously high potential sentence in this case, especially given that sentencing came
That is correct,
consecutively
Standing
when it comes to the tampering charge and the murder charge. I have his guidelines on the minimum end of the tampering charge. Again, this is the minimum end, scored at 34 to 67 months. And the minimum end of the murder charge scored at 225 months to 375 months to life. And I think that any time there is a sentence that is potentially that high, there is a risk of flight. And the other concern that I have is that, as is laid out in further detail throughout the course of the investigation, the defendant has a proven track record of obstruction in this case. Obstruction in the form of making evidence disappear, obstruction in the form of false statements. And
does he have a
given
rough
the
time
overall
sitting there swallowing this
circumstances of this
pill?
case,
Sitting there shaking his
given
head.
the defendant's contacts with other jurisdictions, he's not only a flight risk, but he's a danger to this community and a danger to the very integrity of this investigation. And because of all those factors, I would ask for him to be remanded.
Thank you, APALC. Any response, Councilman?
Yes, Your Honor, we're asking for a personal bond. As far as the allegations of being a flight risk, I'll go in reverse. I think contacts as a juvenile in the state of Texas does not make a criminal nature and a network that he can go to. He does not have the means to go anywhere. He just started a job a month ago. He lives with his family. He has a wife.
I don't care what kind of job he just started, ladies and
He doesn't have
gentlemen.
the
He
means, he
disposed
doesn't
of a body.
necessarily to go anywhere, let alone out of the state of Michigan.
Cry me a
As
river, why
far
don't
as the
you?
danger to society, I would argue that is not true. He has been on parole. He served. He had 2 instances where he did not tell the truth to a detective in East Point, Michigan, and he made a plea. He served his time in the correctional facility for those charges. Those are the only times he lied to the investigator. Okay, there's not a multitude of lies. He served his time. He's on parole right now. He's been on parole for 5 months. He's had no problems with it whatsoever. In his job, he goes to work. He goes home. He goes back to work. He goes home. That's all he does. He doesn't go anywhere. His grandmother comes
I
to
wonder
visit
why he
his
don't
children.
go anywhere,
He is
ladies
not a
and
threat
gentlemen.
to society,
Do you
nor
think
is
that
he a
I'll be
threat to
walking
me.
the streets
He's been a
knowing what I
mild
did to
parolee in
somebody's
this
family
situation.
member
So to say that he
alone in that city?
vast criminal empire, and he can go and leave the country and go to Argentina and not face extradition, that's simply not true. Okay, they're painting a picture of a person who is not in front of you today. Okay, as far as what
They're
happened,
painting the picture of the
believe this
truth,
is at
ladies
least
and gentlemen, the
the
damn
third time
truth.
the prosecutor's office
I don't
has
care
tried
how
to
you
bring
paint
charges
this
against my
guy.
client for the disappearance and alleged murder of Zion Foster. And they've been told multiple times, you do not have enough evidence. Now, I don't know what they have today that has changed that.
Ladies and gentlemen, what evidence do you want? He admitted in a court of law under oath that we were smoking dope. And the only thing I know is she was unresponsive. She just died. So I disposed of the body. Now, what in the hell else do you want to do? Now, like the judge said, the old fart up on the stand. Well, why didn't you call 911? I freaked. Well, he freaked because there's other things going on in that house that he did not want to be disclosed to the law enforcement officers. But he had enough time to sit there and contemplate what to do with the body because he was sitting there and he's told the judge, he rationalized. Remember that part? Well, I had to sit down and think about my life, the family, my new apartment. But somebody just died in your presence because you was smoking dope? And you're more worried about covering up the body and getting rid of it, the evidence? Yeah. All right. So, yeah, cry me a river, ladies and gentlemen. And he's sitting there disagreeing what he actually confessed to. Oh, I'm not that person. Oh, no, not me. Action.
But it can't be as compelling as anything before because they've been denied. They've been denied to bring charges on multiple occasions by the prosecutor's office. So again, I don't know, and I have just got into this today. I just found out about this hearing today, about not even 10 minutes ago. So I haven't seen any of the evidence or spoken about. I haven't seen any of the reports. I haven't even known anything was suppressed until you spoke to it today. But he's painting a picture of a person that doesn't exist. And actually, when I represented Mr. Brazier in Macomb County, he's
Looks
actually
awful retarded in my book. Look at him.
He's not some criminal. He's not some murderer.
He's not some criminal and not some murderer.
Ignoring evidence that didn't disappear. They just let out ignored it, and they were unable to charge it. Now, then I'm going to find out through discovery what has changed to this point, where they think they can make allegations of sexual abuse against my client.
I tell you what changed, ladies and gentlemen. They are forcing the law that's on the books in the state of Michigan where they can charge him ass with tampering with a corpse, lying to law enforcement. Yeah, okay, so he got slapped on the wrist for not telling the truth, nothing but the truth. Okay, I understand that. They cannot find the body. He said she died when they were smoking dope. He in a court of law. Remember that when we played that video that I disposed of the body. I panicked. It's not me. I was not in the rational state of mind.
So therefore, we're asking for a official bond, Your Honor.
Thank you. Any response from? Go ahead.
He'd like to get back to work. It took him over a month to get the current job he has now. He's in financial despair to take care of his whole house. He's had to move. I found out just this afternoon that the Detroit police kicked in the door of his home while nobody was there. Searched his home, ransacked it, took items, including a computer that's not his, left a note on the.
So Samantha, what did she die from? And I'm just going off the cuff of my length. I think that the stuff they were smoking was laced and she OD'd. But they can't prove that because they don't have the body do tox test on it.
On the couch, telling what they took, and I believe a copy of a search warrant that I haven't seen yet. I mean, being on parole, he may or may be subject to a warrantless search, but I'm not sure kicking in his door when nobody's home to search a home and ransacking it allows that even on parole for a parole.
If you live in Kentucky, you could lower your electric bill to less than $30 a month by
forward this
installing
commercial right here.
solar.
But again, 5 months on parole, not a peep out of a plan.
I don't care if it
Thank
was
you. Any
10 months on
response from the
parole.
people?
Your
Thank
Honor,
you for-
just a couple of points I want to make. Number one, about the reference to charges supposedly being denied at various points. This case was the result of a very lengthy investigation, an investigation that was made lengthy by conduct by the defendant's own admission that he disposed of the victim's body.
In a court of law, he stated that, ladies and gentlemen, under
where we're
oath.
dealing with the lack of a body, there's going to have to be a lot of investigation and a lot of time put into the investigation, and that's what got us here. But at the end of the day, we have a situation where the defendant and his younger cousin, who was 17 at the time when he was 23, walked into his house late at night, and she came out dead, was put in the trunk of his car, and he disposed of her body in a dumpster and then gave a series of inconsistent and largely
Look at those
unsupportable
eyes.
claims
All hell
about what
busted
happened.
now, ladies and gentlemen.
So this idea that this is just some innocent person standing here is not going to be bared out by the facts that get presented in this case. And for that and for all of the information that's laid out in the investigator's report, again, I would stand by the request for remand. Short of that, I would ask for a
No,
high
the body
cash
was never
bond,
found.
with a GPS tether and a house arrest. But I believe in these circumstances that remand is the only appropriate bond.
Thank you. Anything further, counsel?
Yes, I agree with the tether. I don't have a problem with that. As long as he can go to work and go home, we have no problem with that. He's not, again, a threat to anybody. He's not a threat to society. And to say that these charges took so much investigation, well, then they jumped the gun on multiple other times to try to get.
They didn't jump the gun, ladies and gentlemen. They're using his own damn words against him in a court of law that he confessed to under swearing to a judge that I will tell the truth, none but the truth. Now, when a cop asks you information and you lie to them, that is misinforming, and that is a misdemeanor. That is an arrestable offense. Now, we gave you the IC or the penal codes for that state, don't forget. But there are other charges for disposing and tampering with a physical body. And not only that, you can be drummed up on charges with tampering physical evidence. That's another charge on top of the movement of the body of the corpse. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, and they just want to paint this picture that how good he is. For 5 months, he hasn't been going nothing but to home and work. His ass is afraid to be walking the streets. That's what it is. And he thinks he's going to get away with this. And finally, somebody stepping up like, oh, hell with that. Well, I'm glad this is going down, ladies and gentlemen.
And they were not able to. And to say that he stopped this investigation. Well, this is a 2022 case. You know what stopped this case? The Detroit police not doing their job, period. And that's not anything my client did. He did not find the body. Yes.
And what he did to the Detroit police was impede an investigation by lying to them about what happened that night at the house where they were smoking dope or whatever else they were doing. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. So, yeah, right? Okay.
He did dispose of it. He made
Your Honor.
To say he murdered her at this point and to hold a bond based upon a murder that did not occur, it's irresponsible.
Look at him shaking his head. Yeah, it is a.
Your Honor, can I make one
murder?
response?
Sure.
The idea that the
fires me
Detroit
up,
Police
ladies and
Department did not do their job is frankly offensive, given that it's been publicly reported in this case that officers of the Detroit Police Department risked their own health to dig and dig and dig through a landfill,
which they
in
did.
hazardous conditions for months.
Okay,
to
let's
find the
keep it
victim's
to
body.
the purpose that why we're here. Okay.
Now, wait a minute, ladies and gentlemen. This little CS over here, if you don't know what CS stands for, that you have to message me on the side. If you want to talk about how somebody did not do an investigation, well, hold up. Let the prosecutor defend the department. Be like, whoa, wait a minute. If you want to talk some smack, I'm going to give you some facts. Don't tell me what our department did and did not do. Here are the facts. Oh, but now the judge is like, well, that's the kind of sticking right here. You know, if you were going to do that now, you should have done that a minute ago when he started opening his mouth about him, about talking about trashing the department and how they investigated. Now, ladies and gentlemen, how they handle the matter may be a different story, but let's look at the facts of hand.
Gentlemen,
right?
Let's keep it to the purpose why we're here. I want to hear stuff regarding bond, and I appreciate both of your arguments. Anything further, APALC?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anything further, Counsel Donnie?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, thank you both. Mr. Brazier, the court's heard advocacy from arguments from both parties. Your attorney has advocated very well on your behalf. The court takes into consideration a number of things. I've had the opportunity to review the investigator's report, and it is extremely concerning. These allegations are of the utmost serious. Specifically count 1, which is a possibility of a life offense where the allegation is somebody lost their life in reaction in relation to your actions. The court has considered very concerning that you were on parole for a conviction while at the time of this allegation as indicated by APALC. These are very serious pending allegations, and taking into consideration your prior criminal record, as well as the parole status and the serious nature of these allegations, the court, Mr. Brazier, does find you to be a danger to the community and finds
Damn
that
right, he
releasing
is
you
a
on a
danger to the
personal bond
community and
or any
society.
bond will not adequately satisfy the public's, not adequately protect the public safety,
Boy,
finding you to
his
be a
mask
danger to the
moved
community,
off his
given the
face and his
information alleged in
nose.
the investigator's report as well as provided by APA-LC. And for those reasons, the fact that you are on parole at the time of these allegations, the serious nature as indicated of the charges, specifically count 1, as well as the information throughout the investigator's report, the court finding you to be a danger to the community is remanding you into custody for further proceedings. Anything further from the people?
Damn right. Get the rope.
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Anything from defense?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Okay, good luck to everybody involved.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Have a good day.
Yeah,
Thank
shake
you
your
both for your
head
patience.
on TV, why don't you? Disgraced piece of garbage. You damn right I said that. Turn around and sit here and act like you're a poster child of the community and I've been going to work and doing my due diligence and all that. Dude, he was on other charges from other state. Now he wants to leave the state because everything is coming down through the pipeline. And now he knows that, oh, hell, I'm going to be doing some time on this one. So, yeah, Irene, we know it wasn't just dope for sure because the panel even came forward and said it was not just dope. There were other factors that were contributing to Zion's death. Now, unfortunately, at the time, we always have to say everybody's proven innocent until proven guilty in the court of law. We also have to state that anytime the panel comes on, the live show, that this is for entertainment purposes only. Now, do I contact the local law enforcement agencies? You damn right I do. I'd contact the FBI. I contacted the several agencies on different shows. And some of them comes and with open arms, and some of them thinks everybody's crazy. One day I told the FBI to go F off after they traced my phone call for 47 and a half minutes. And I was waiting for the next day for local office for them to come and knocking. Because I had my camcorders ready and rolling. Yes. So it looks like that justice is going to be taken in control. Now, with him being on parole and these other charges from other jurisdictions and the ones that they're going to put on top of him now, I think that he's going to be singing just a little bit more and come out and telling a little bit more what actually happened that night when Zion allegedly passed away sitting on his couch next to him while they were getting high. That's exactly what he told the judge in the court of law under oath. We were getting high, smoking dope. And that old fart judge, no disrespect, but well, did it occur to you at any point in time to call 911? I mean, really? So, yes. So I will keep tabs on this and keep y'all updated on what is transpiring on this case. But when somebody will sit there and try to portray a person that disregarded a human body, I don't care if you're smoking something or doing narcotics or illegal substances. If somebody dies, man, you call 911. Hell, at least some of the crackheads in the country, if you OD, they'll put you in a car and drive you to the hospital and roll you out and don't stop in front of the emergency room door. Let them try to take care of you and take off. So yes, Irene, that's why we have the death penalty here, and the worst of the worst, so they don't have remorse. They're giving the hanging. That's why I said, get the rope. I have seen stuff, ladies and gentlemen. We all have seen stuff, how people can slip through the cracks in our legal systems in the United States of America. It happens. It happens that if you have money that you can get off. If you have connections, you can get off. So now we suspected and alleged that he was working with the PD on some other stuff. Well, if he was, it didn't pan out. They're like, screw you, dude. You're going to hang. So you filled us with some foo-foo and you didn't fulfill your end of the deal. That's how this stuff works, ladies and gentlemen. You got to produce. You help me, I will make stuff disappear. You get arrested, I'll come down and get your ass out of jail. Yes. If you're an informant, yeah, there are things that, yeah, but you cannot do certain things where you're actually an informant as well, especially a paid informant. There are guidelines in the prosecutor's office in each state. So let's use Irene. Irene wants to work for me, right? I've got some good felony charges hanging over her head. I got some dope from her. Now it's time to pay the piper. I don't care about Irene, ladies and gentlemen. I want the next one in line from her, or the next one up from that one, right? So Irene and I are going to work out a deal. Well, she wants money. Well, guess what? I'll pay. Yeah, man, there's some good paying involved when it's a paid informant, especially on what types of charges and the level of charges when it comes to felonies. So don't think there's not. And I know for a fact there's times where people has been paid informants, got their butt in trouble, and the detective that was in charge of that informant had to go down and get their butts out of jail to save them from whatever else happened to them inside. It's just a long story. It's just all snowballs. But I'm glad Shay reached out to me and was like, hey, you're not going to believe what happened. Now, we knew something was going to happen. We did not know when or how long. But I think at this point, he understands that he's in some serious trouble. And I think his tone is going to switch a little more. And if you noticed, he does not have the same attorney that was in the court previously when he was on trial under the other charges. So what happened to that attorney? I think the other attorney says, screw you, dude. I don't want no part of you. You're bad mojo. You're nothing but a lie. And he was trying to paint him a good picture of a good little innocent boy that goes to work and don't do no harm. He's trying to make his car payment. And ladies and gentlemen, there's people out here that can't even afford a car or cannot make a car payment. Oh, he finally landed a job? Well, who the hell wants to hire somebody that's allegedly was involved with the missing person and dumped the body? Oh, Grizzly, can I have a job? I don't know. You're the one on TV that allegedly dumped the body, right? No, I don't want no part of you. The people do not understand birds of the feather flock together. How many times do we must say this on the air or on the side within our community? It is not personal feelings, ladies and gentlemen. If you run around somebody that is a bad boy, guess what? You are also going to be labeled as a bad person as well. Get over it. If you want to change it, then change your lifestyle. You have to cut and remove that cancer yourself. Oh, well, I'm just friends with so-and-so. That doesn't make me a bad person. Let me tell you something. You think that if I and him were friends prior and he got up and on this, do you think I'm going to be saying that's my friend? You're freaking crazy. I would block him. I would do everything I could where he couldn't contact me. Social media, everything. Oh, yeah, I knew the guy, but I didn't know he was that crazy. I didn't know. I know him. He, but that's me. Don't punish me because of what he did. Well, wait a minute. Don't hang around that. And he won't get punished. Oh, boo hoo hoo. That's right, Irene. And you know what? The humanity of people that don't understand this concept is the ignorance of themselves. And one day you're going to wake up and want to know why you don't have friends. Because it's the stuff that you are around and people that you are involved with. And I don't understand to this day why people just don't understand that concept. It's not hard to grasp. So what if you got to get rid of 7 or 8 people in your life? So what? You're going to lose something that may benefit you. Birds of the feather flock together. You run with that group, you're in with that group. That's always how it's been. Wake up, ladies and gentlemen. So now, my blood pressure is up, ladies and gentlemen. Crazy Witch, thank you. I'm just telling, because I am tired of people telling me, well, don't punish me because of so-and-so. Well, don't hang around them. Bottom line, don't be associated with them. Well, they did that. I didn't do that. Oh, but you're still going to be their buddy and do this and that. Because let me tell you something. Somebody calls me up and tells me, hey, Grizzly, your so-and-so did this. You don't think I'm not going to make a phone call? But like, man, you need to explain yourself right now and come clean and tell me what's going on. Because if not, you are excommunicated from my life. I am sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I will cut the branch that you sit out under on my tree. And if I have to cut my tree down, and I've said this before, and replant it, I will. I have been tested and I have been tried. And one day my tree will grow where it should. But until I can keep trimming it, it will be trimmed. Yes, thank you, Irene Bree. It just fires me up because people are like, why? Why you treat me so bad? Ladies and gentlemen, the charges he had pending already when this happened, and the we judge in the beginning, I still don't understand why the judge didn't hang him right then and there. And then the way he got out of the boot camp without family being notified, and how the media wasn't notified. There is a lot of questionable circumstances around that. Indictments that didn't happen. A lot of circumstance questionable references of why he got out of that boot camp and didn't serve his full sentence. So, but I know why, I think, because like I said, get me out of this mess and I'll tell you what you want to know, and I'll help you with your other investigation that you want to know about. And I don't think he produced. And that's why I think this prosecutor attorney or district attorney, or however state you want to call them, is like, oh, hell no. Here is the true man in front of you. Here is the true actions of this guy. And this is why we don't want him out loose. Because we know beyond a reasonable doubt, with the statistics on file, with these types of pending charges and other charges, and him being on parole, magnifies those charges, ladies and gentlemen. So, yeah, do you think he's going to stick around? Nah, I don't think so. He got a job. He's got a car payment. I can give 2 cents less. What about Zion? What about their family? Yes, they dug. The police didn't want to dig in that landfill. They ran out of money, so the society that they were in donated money, raised funds to pay the officers to go back and continue for months in the summer, the hot, the sweatness, the humidity, digging through feces and no matter what else that's been disposed of in the landfill. So, yeah, I think the prosecuting attorney had the right to defend the department's actions on that and to speak up. Because you know what? Don't allow one and stop the other. If you're going to do one, you got to do all. That's just in the court of law, ladies and gentlemen, so I don't know. But we will keep you posted. Catherine says, my mama always said, you are known by the company you keep. That's it, ladies and gentlemen, right there. I don't know how else plainer to put it. She said it. And she's right. I have seen things, ladies and gentlemen, in whether it's on TV, on the police, other departments, other jurisdictions, other counties, other cities, other friends on the department. You see that guy right there? He just got out. Look who he's hanging out with. Well, we know now to watch him too. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Southwest Yorkshire Paranormal. They asked me what time he'll be doing his live tonight. Straight after this one, 9:00 p.m. Eastern time. That is, we're at 6:40, so at 9:00 my time. So it's just in a few hours. So I'm sorry, I can't keep up with UK time. I do apologize. So now let's switch gears here, right? So I actually had a rough day today, which, who cares? Everybody's got rough days. But I watched something the other night in the studio. I couldn't sleep. So I was laying on my chase, and I was like, you know what? For the people that don't know certain things, I'm going to play a video here. So, and I want you to watch this just for a second, for a few minutes. But we'll be right back after this commercial break. Stand by.
All other weapons.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Paranormal True Crimes with Grizzly. Another edition brought to you by Western Kentucky Bigfoot and Paranormal Investigations LLC. Thank you, Mr. Don Watton. Yes. Awesome. So now we're going to switch gears here, ladies and gentlemen. And the reason why I want to show you this is I want to show you how heinous people can be and cruel. And I want you to hear how people feel about what happens to them and their family members. It's sad. So as I bring this up, think about what we do and why we do things and why we have people with abilities to help out on these cases. Now, some of this may be kind of graphic, so viewer discretion is advised. I just want to disclose that up front before we start. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Well,
I typed therapy into my search engine, and one of the first recommended results was therapy near me. Now, I live in New York, so I had a lot of options.
In the wrong video here. Let me close one out. Let's see here. Oops, wrong one. I hit the play button here. Let me see here.
Veteran.
Make it bigger. It's not playing. That's strange.
Grandpa, when I found the bird, I prayed, God, you made this poor little guy
There we go. I was trying to share some things during this case, but they used certain keywords in there that evidently must have flagged YouTube, and certain things you can and cannot share. So I do apologize about that. So I will reformat that and get some other information together on that. But I wanted to show how things affect people in life when it comes to murder, cold cases, missing person cases, and how not only it affects the family and friends involved, but also the community in the strain that it actually, puts on everybody. So yeah, somebody messaged me, so I couldn't see the comments when I was streaming that. So yeah, but it was some of the key words that they were saying. YouTube has changed their policies a lot, and you got to be careful on what you say on certain things. So I do apologize about that. But next week, the co-host will be back. Hopefully she'll be okay. Like I said, she did lose a very close, dear friend of hers. She's known for quite some time. So, yeah, thanks for the messages. Sorry that kind of took me a little bit to get to them. But yeah, absolutely. But ladies and gentlemen, we'll have a case for you next week. And see if I can't reformat this and edit it out some, because I wanted you to see some of the law enforcement perspectives and some of those actually views on what they do and how they handle cases. And we'll also have some updated information about that case that she was working on about where all those children were murdered in the home, and how the landowner that owned the house let the parents come in and retrieve their personal possessions of the victims, and that's when they found everything, the drug paraphernalia and other things that are very pornographic in nature. So that's still up in a roar in the media, because that was a crime scene. So now we have evidence that's been removed from the scene. And we have a lot of updates on that case, so that's going to be very important too. We got another show coming up at 9 o'clock tonight, Eastern time, with Derek from over in UK, and see what he's going to talk about. Hopefully it's not haunted dolls. He loves his haunted items. He's got a divot box, all kinds of stuff. Very interesting, mate. But ladies and gentlemen, we'll catch you on next week. And sorry about the video and it being suspended. But hey, we learn and live. And, sometimes the truth will be suppressed. But guess what? It will always come out in the end. So I do greatly appreciate you all tuning in tonight. And I'll keep you posted on the Zion's case as well, and any other things that come up. But for me to you, Godspeed from coast to coast around the world. That's a wrap. We'll see you at 9 p.m. Eastern time. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.
It's a grizzly.
Should we get out of here?
No. We're gonna watch and listen.
Action.
It's a grizzly.
Oh, shit, should we run?
No.
Action.
It's a grizzly.
Oh, should we run?
Okay. It's a grizzly.
Are you sure it's not Jim Monk? No, get out of here. Action.
It's a grizzly.
I'm out of here.
Huh. Maybe it is a chipmunk. It's a grizzly.
Are we gonna die?
I don't know. We're just gonna sit here and listen and watch.
Let's get out of here, maybe.
Fall!